Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman coming to you from our studios at the Capital Region International Airport. We're going to spend a little time again with one of our favorite folks, Jason Cords, Executive Manager at Shaheen Chevrolet and Shaheen Cadillac. And Jason, always good to have you on the show. How you doing?
Doing great, Chris. Thanks for having me today. And yeah, things are going good in the auto world. We're glad we had March to count on. January and February were a little tough, but March was great for us. So,
Well, I always think about this. It occurs to me every time I think about you, I think about today's customer, and who is probably much more sophisticated than they were 10, maybe even 5 years ago. How do you balance vehicle sales, financing, and service to deliver that full one-stop automotive experience?
well, it's changing all the time, and first of all, keeping up with technology is big for us, and we're nonstop changing. We're always trying to update the process just a little bit. GM always throws a monkey in the wrench and comes out with new stuff and new technology. So it's our people are training all the time here. So it is interesting to go through that. And in our world with EVs, non-EVs, it's we're dealing a lot with that right now. And all of a sudden the EVs are becoming a little more attractive again when gas prices go up. So it's interesting juggling here a little bit and trying to figure out the direction to go, but things are good in our world, and right now our service is busy, body shop's still doing great, our parts business is still growing, so we're ready to build a body shop on our campus here, so a new collision center, so we're excited about that.
So you guys always have a large inventory as well, and a large service capacity. That's got to be a competitive advantage in this market, isn't it?
It is, finding and keeping technicians is probably one of it's a challenge in our industry. We're pretty fortunate to have a quick lube and tire center, and we start a lot of people there. We get them right from a lot of the different colleges and technical colleges around here. So we'll start them in our quick lube, and then we graduate them to um, work on our used cars and in our brand new cars that come in, our delivery inspections, and while they go through and get their certificates and their degrees to eventually do warranty work for us. So, and then they work for almost a year to a year and a half underneath a technician for an apprentice program. So we've brought a lot of people through that way, and that's how we keep them.
So you guys have done a marvelous job of keeping long range customers, people who keep coming back, et cetera. What role do after sales services like maintenance, inspections, protection plans do in helping build that long customer relationship?
Well, if we can keep the guests coming back here eh, over and over again for their oil changes, for their tires, right now we've got until the end of May, so almost 2 months. Um, Buy three tires, get one for $1, and General Motors helps with that. So it's a great deal for tires right now. But we feel like if we can sell their tires, then next thing you know, they're doing their brake work here and they're doing everything. And to keep OEM parts on a vehicle is big. You have to put OEM parts on a leased vehicle on a lot of those. So uh,
Yeah.
it's just taking care of the guest, making sure that we're doing the proper stuff. Um, it's big for us of just keeping them on our campus.
So tell me a little bit because it's almost a cultural thing. How do you create a very premium luxury level customer experience across sales, financing, and service?
Well, it starts with taking care of them to begin with their new vehicle. Their new use, having the right vehicle for these people, taking care of them, making sure uh, that we do everything right to begin with. But, we started mobile service. We just want everybody to know that we can take care of them in every angle. We've got a mobile service vehicle that'll go right to somebody's house, change their oil, if they got a flat tire, whatever it is, we'll do that right on the spot. So It's every aspect of somebody's automotive needs. We try to think of it and then just put it into action and do it. So we're working hard at it, and we work hard at our culture here of making sure we take care of our people. It happens internal first. So if we're doing that right, then that falls off to the customer a little bit better. So
Customer satisfaction, number one. So let's talk real quickly. We got about 30 seconds. Cadillac's growing EV lineup, like the Cadillac Lyriq and the Escalade IQ. Is that changing customers' demand?
well, we've also got the Vistique. We've got a whole lineup of EV vehicles. I know Cadillac is slowly pivoting, to not have all EV, because I
Yeah.
think they're starting to realize that, yeah, okay, the world really wasn't ready for an all EV world. They're bringing the Escalade, going to be building that in Lake Orion, and it was being built in Texas, so that's going to be a new generation of Escalade, new interiors, new engine, all that stuff. So there's some gas stuff. The new XT5 comes out this summer and fall. So we're excited about the few gas engines they've got coming out there. But it's going to be exciting to see how they pivot a little bit and what they come out with. Um, the EV world is good, but it's not for everybody.
And I suspect that ever-changing attitude of the customer, gas prices up and
Oh yeah.
down.
When it fluctuates, and in 6 months they'll be turning their EV and getting a gas if it goes back down. So
Jason Cord's always good to spend time with the executive manager of Shaheen Chevrolet and Shaheen Cadillac. Take care. Have a good week, buddy.
thank you, Chris. Appreciate you.
You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.